Good morning, family. I'm about to start my work day, but I had a little time. Try to give y'all about 10 or 15 minutes real quick. Um, the title is Single Mothers with Three Plus Kids uh, Have to Contract to be Concubines. Them having the likelihood of being a wife or even being added into a polygamy construct is just hard because of the baggage, you know. And I was stretching it when I gave the women with two kids, you know, the possible potential to be more involved in a polygamy construct. Now, my logic for this is that instead of you being a single mother with that many kids and having to go years and years and years without proper companionship or proper structure, it is better to adopt the concubine role if you can't achieve the wife role or the sister wife role and still have some benefits. Um, you're just going to have to look at the different strategies that you can use, which has been available to you that you haven't utilized because you kind of been selfish into thinking in this new way of doing things that doesn't work. All right. And the concubine role has always been around forever. I think it's kind of being used, but it's being distorted when you start thinking of like the side chick and the friends with benefits and things of that nature. Um, I believe it was utilized in slavery when you talk about what they would call the bed wench. How you got like a lot of mulattoes during those times in the South where the women will receive benefits from the slaveholder and their own acquired space and allow things to be, administered to their children as far as education and resources. So it has its use. Um, this is just a piggyback off of my female polygamy group courting strategy for women, who really want to seek out these so quote unquote high earning, high status men, millionaires, billionaires, uh, you know, high six figures. They want to seek out these type of men. You've like I said, y'all been sleeping with these men, sharing these men, um, and not been on one accord in doing such in a proper manner. You know, I don't really care whose fault it is, who played who, you know, who wasn't informed about what. What I'm telling you is that all the women in the world dealing with their hypergamy is chasing the top 10 to 20% of men, and mathematically, it's impossible. It's impossible. Let me correct myself. Sorry, it's impossible mathematically for all y'all to have the same relationship goals that involves that particular type of man when there's just not that many men available like it to y'all. And the only way to be able to get in the game and get that low ratio number of men is for y'all to group up, get comfortable with one another, and say, "Hey, look here, we're a package deal. Here's five of us, and we all want to be your wife." So go back to my video on the female polygamy group courting strategy. Uh, and then, I'm offering an alternative to the single mothers with three plus kids that, hey, look, you may look good. You may have a banging body. The guy may find you attractive. Um, you may have a little bit going on. You may have some stuff going on. You probably have been previously married or whatever, divorced once or twice, and you just can't get married again or get back in the game. Maybe you don't want to get back in the game again. But for you, it's better for you to find something that's structured and not be running around here continuing in this mess, whether you're contributing to it or not. Um, it's just too many broken homes, too many divorces. It's too many single women running around, women that outnumber men, women chasing the low ratio of available men and skipping over the abundance of available men. So I'm giving you some solutions, to better your situation. But like, you got to go into this with integrity and not be selfish and not be greedy as well. You can't be going in trying to take somebody's money, spend all somebody's money, get somebody caught up. You really want to become stable and set some up for your life, and extend it to help benefit your kids in some sort of way. So you need to start contracting to be a concubine for benefits to be taken care of, but in moderation, not being greedy. I always express, when you set these things up, it's not to deplete and make the real well run dry. It's to just fit yourself in with a set budget, and be of worth and help. Now, y'all women, whether you do the polygamy group strategy or the concubine strategy, you got to go in this thing to help and serve this man. This man's doing you a great service, providing access to being taken care of from his wealth and resources, and you need to show your appreciation. You know, the attitude of mind state that you had prior, and all the stuff that you've been doing prior, you need to leave it at the window. I'm giving you some solutions to your opportunity, right? You know, and the guy's gonna care for you enough, especially if you do the help meet role. The help meet role is very important for women, and I don't know why y'all haven't been taught that. The help meet role comes before even being a wife. Two different types of trainings, uh, and one leads to the other. You can't be a wife without learning how to be a helpmeet, and you got to train to be a wife after learning how to be a helpmeet to achieve wife status. But it still goes hand in hand with being a concubine, because you can do wifely duties, you can have wifely skills, helpmeet skills, and be a concubine. And be treated such. You're getting caught up on where we haven't got an official marriage license or went here and got this and got that. People can make their own contracts. People have the right under the Constitution to make their own private contracts. You don't have to depend on the state. And women, y'all got to get out of that too. Y'all depend on the government and the state for too much. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to draft. You got to learn how to think outside the box. All right. So, single mothers with 3+ kids that still look good. Definitely, if you know how to stay in shape, if you're out there working out, staying in shape, you got a little bit going on. You're living, clean, uh, and appealing to the eye. You need to capitalize on that, but you need to do it the right way. You need a contract to be a concubine with a guy who uh, can negotiate and has, finances and resources, to basically afford you for being a concubine to him. But go in it with integrity and good intentions, and leave all the heartache, the pain, the mistakes, the attitude, the stress, leave all that shit at the door. It's time to get right. You know what I'm saying? It's time to build relationships on a level that they didn't expect, that can work, that can push you forward. A lot of people don't think that these are, what they quote unquote call uh, suitable publicly, but people doing crazy stuff anyway. You know, all these famous people breaking up, you know, million dollar, millions and millions of dollars on the line. A lot of people looking at that, they're not really looking at, well, you're splitting up a home and kids watching two parents separate. The foolishness got to stop. And I'm giving actual logical solutions. They seem radical because they're not orthodox, but they really were common practices in the past that actually worked and they actually had a status. So hear me out. Uh, Fellas, chime in, like, share, subscribe. Definitely think about it. But it is an option. It is an option. I'm giving you better bargaining tools. I'm giving you better ways to use these tools. You know, these dating coaches and all that old stuff. I'm not a dating coach or nothing like that. I'm just looking at it from reality, and it's quite obvious. You know, it's quite obvious. And don't have any more kids. That's the biggest thing. Don't have any more kids. You know, unless it's covered for the long haul financially, and the guy wants that, then fine. But other than that, I advise you not to. I advise you not to. I advise you to avoid that because you got enough kids already. You know, but if y'all can work it out and contract for that, then by no means, I mean, by all means, go ahead. But I'm out. I got to get to it. And y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see y'all around. I'll drop another video on y'all later.